Okay, we're ready to start. John, you can share your screen.
Is my screen visible? Can you see it, Ma?
Not yet.
Yeah, second. Sorry about that. Shit. How about now? Yep, there we go. Should be up.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Well, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Intertech Crystal's complimentary awareness webinar on most overlooked areas in hotel security. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Monica Tofelis, and I'm the Senior Business Solutions Manager at Intertech Crystal, and I'm joined with our one and only safety and security expert, John Balogun. So John is the Global Security and Development Manager at Intertech Crystal. He has over 10 years of experience leading security strategy and risk management across not only hospitality, but also the corporate sector. He specializes in implementing international standards and tech-driven solutions to help hotels and travel brands protect their guests, their staff, and their assets. So I'm sure that you will learn a lot from his experience today. Before we start, I just want to clarify that although you are all on mute, please do feel free to use the questions panel to submit any questions at any time during the course of the presentation, and we will make sure to answer them at the Q&A session. Any questions that we do not answer, we will respond to you by email. Also, just a heads up, we will be running 3 polls during the webinar, basically getting your inputs on a few questions. So please try your best to engage with us to make this more interactive. And that's it from me. Over to you, John.
Thank you, Monica. Hello, everyone. Thanks for attending today's webinar. You could have been anywhere right about now, but you chose to be here, and I sincerely appreciate that. So just like my colleague said, my name is John Balogun. I'm the Security Development Manager at Intertech Crystal. I'm a subject matter expert in security with 10 years of experience in the field and 3 years in firefighting. Now I write and create standards, courses, processes in the hospitality sector, providing hotels with the risk management solutions to help strengthen their security posture. But let's start with something a bit light. So before we begin, let's just take a quick poll. Let's call it a perception test. Monica, if you'd help me with that, please.
Yes, sure. Here we go. So the first question is, how important do you consider physical security for your organization? All right, we'll give you guys a couple more seconds. All right, we have a 83% vote rate. Are you happy with that, John?
Yeah, excellent.
All right, I think you'll also be happy with the results. So we have 8% vote saying that it's not important at all, 8% saying it's somewhat important, 16% saying that it is important, and 68% saying very important.
Okay.
All right.
It's quite balanced.
All right, so let's go on to the next question, which is, how confident are you in your current physical security measures? Are you not confident, somewhat confident, confident, or very confident? We're not talking cybersecurity here, right, John? Just the physical security of the organization.
Physical security, yes.
Okay.
Though they do intersect, but mainly physical security for now.
All right. Answers are still coming in. Keep them coming. 78% vote rates. So we will end the share and share the results now. So 8% are saying they're not confident, 20% are saying they're somewhat confident, 32% they are confident, and 40% are very confident in their physical security measures. So I'll close the poll now and over to you again, John.
So let's move on with the webinar. So here's a reality check. Most hotel GMs are confident their property is secure until something happens. Yet 20% of hotels deal with serious incidents every year. Why is that? Because security is often treated as an overhead, an expense, rather than what it really is. It's an enabler of business continuity. It protects reputation, and it's something that builds customer trust. In the next few minutes, we're going to attempt to reframe the role of security from being looked at as a cost center to a profit protector. So, in a recent case that landed on my desk about a well-known five-star resort, and while I was looking into the original complaint, because this was a complaint that landed on my desk, I was looking into the original complaint on the review site. I found many more negative reviews, and a lot were from returning guests. That tells me that the resort standards have been slipping over time. Now, I'm going to read a portion of the review that is related to security. And I quote, "The first full day in the resort, we witnessed drug dealing by staff members, and there was a constant smell of drugs throughout the resort for the entirety of our stay." Now, the review also went on to mention staff coming in and out of their rooms unannounced, but the part of the review that really stood out to me was the following. "This is certainly not a five-star resort, although possibly could be, if ran by managers and staff members that actually cared." Through the course of this webinar, my aim is to highlight why that last line was so pertinent. So here's what we're going to get into today. We'll start by exploring why hotel security is often misunderstood and how that mindset can be costly. We'll walk through the financial impact of weak security and highlight the strategic value of doing it the right way. Expect hard truths, real data, and clear takeaways. And to be honest, our goal isn't to scare, it's to show how positive security approach can directly improve business performance. Let's begin to unpack why hotel security is often misunderstood. As we've established, security doesn't often get the attention it needs. It's only talked about after theft, break-ins, or worse. As we could see from the earlier review, strong security actually supports the things that people care about. Feeling safe, having a smooth stay, and trusting the brand. So back to one of the main reasons why I think security is misunderstood. Physical security in hotels is often overlooked because many hoteliers and staff underestimate the range and severity of threats that can occur on their premises. To put it simply, when you underestimate the threats, you're more likely to be underprepared for the consequences. When hotels don't take security seriously, the cost piles up fast, and not just financial costs. See, the thing is, guest trust is hard to win back once it's been broken. It's said that for every negative review, it takes 17 positive reviews to fix. So, according to a psychological study done by Roy F. Boymeister and others in 2001, they found that negative events and information have a greater impact on individuals than positive ones. This is a phenomenon known as the negative bias. Their research demonstrates that bad is stronger than good. What this means is negative reviews or experiences influence perception and decisions more powerfully than positive ones. With that in mind, let's take a look at how strong security can help to push business values. According to a study by the International Hotel and Restaurant Association, 78% of travelers prioritize hotel security when selecting a hotel. This should come as no surprise because good security is supposed to be reassuring. When guests see trained staff, secure entry points, and clear safety measures, they feel more confident. Over half of the world travelers say that they're more likely to book a hotel that looks secure, and it's not just about the guest either. The staff also stay longer when they feel protected. A strong security setup also lowers your exposure to legal troubles, insurance claims. In other words, security supports the entire business, not just the front desk. However, good security doesn't just happen by itself, it starts at the top. See, when leaders take security seriously, the rest of the team follow. Hotels that have a senior person in charge of security tend to have fewer problems. It's not about controlling every detail, it's about showing your staff that safety is very important. That means involving them in security decisions, providing the right resources, and regularly reminding everyone through your actions and clear communications also. When leaders lead on safety, people feel protected and are more likely to do the right thing. Right. So let's keep that in mind for a minute because we're going to pause and take another quick poll. So over to you again, Monica. Thank you.
Sure. So the next question, we'll launch it right now. How does your organization currently manage its physical security services? In-house, third-party provider, a mix, or we don't have any formal security services in place? All right, I'll give them a couple more seconds. We're at 60%. All right, I will end and share the results. So, John, it's interesting to see we have 50% who handle the security entirely in-house. That's the highest. Then we have 29% doing a mix. Then 20%, 21% outsourcing to a third-party provider. And
Interesting.
thankfully, nobody voted for. We do not have any formal security services in place.
Thankfully. Good job, guys. So thanks for that, Monica.
You're welcome.
So let's move on with the webinar. So I want us to take a look at some real world examples on, for lack of a better term, where I would say security fell short. And unfortunately, these are not hypotheticals. These really happened. These are real incidents that made global headlines. So in 2017, Resort World Manila lost 38 lives when armed attackers set fire to a bunch of casino tables. A lack of trained staff and evacuation readiness turned the chaos into a tragedy.